I really don't want to make this video right now. Also, I'm feeling incredibly low today. I'm just having like a bunch of negative thoughts. However, I committed to making one 30-minute video every single day, and so I'm just gonna stick to that. And I also actually have a topic to talk about today, which is one positive thing. That's not always the case here. And yeah, what I wanted to say as well is that just focusing on my inputs, so on the things that I do, and not on the results that I get, is arguably the single one most important thing I can do for my mental health right now. I don't really like the expression mental health. I feel kind of cringe talking about it, to be honest. But yeah, I also wanted to say that last week, around this time, I managed to find an inner sense of calm, and I have completely lost that inner sense of calmness. Now, I think I will think about why I might have lost it after the main topic of today's video, and think about steps I might be able to take to get it back. The main topic that I've been thinking of today is that, I haven't thought about it that way, but it's like that basically you can see all of life as simply a kind of skill that you want to master. And so really it was like two distinct thoughts. The first thought was that you can see the entirety of just living as one big skill. It's not really one big skill, it's more like one journey of mastery, arguably. That's one thought that I had today. And the second thought, and this is the main thing I want to talk about, is that in order to get better at anything, I think you always need to have two parts to it. And this is like, it's essentially one part where it's like you need to have a stable core where you do something consistently, and then you also want to make changes to it. And it's like maybe a better example to explain this. I'm already realizing my mind is not in the right space today. This is not going to be a super coherent video, probably. But anyways, let's forget everything I have talked about until now and try to start this again. Let's take an example. I think the best example from my life, which I'm actually also not properly doing, but anyways, in the past, when I was exercising and doing my home workouts, what I used to do was I got up early, then I had a certain exercise routine that I followed, and then I had like 30 minutes immediately afterwards where I reflected on my exercise routine, essentially, where I like thought about, okay, how can I change and improve my routine, or I watched some videos to try and find some new exercises that I could try, or I sat down and made some plans of how I could progress with my exercises or with my routine over time. Spoiler, I did not make any progress with my fucking exercise routine. Those plans all failed pretty badly. But anyways, that's not the topic that I wanted to talk about. And so essentially what I had back then was like, I don't even know if I already talked about this in some other video. Doesn't matter. The idea has come to me with new freshness today. Essentially, you want to have one period of time, or yeah, let's call it a period of time, where you want to do something, and then you want to have one period of time where you reflect and improve that doing. And the main realization that I had today was that basically, what was the realization? It was something along the lines of all the time that I wasted in the past years has been on activities where I was basically, because I have been, with some activities I have been like fairly consistent, where I've been, I mean, it's like not fairly consistent. I don't know. I mean, I think you could say that, right? Like I have been doing the activities on and off over really over long periods of times, but I have basically not seen any results from them, and I'm sure there's probably an array of reasons why that is the case, and I don't really know them, but I think one reason is that I have essentially only been doing the doing section of mastery and I haven't done any proper reflection. And it's so, I think that's like one of the changes that I need to make in my life, and I'm already trying to start to make those changes. For example, with this YouTube video, is like the doing is making these high quality, incredibly articulated and thought through in advance videos, and that's 30 minutes, and then I spent another 30 minutes doing some stuff trying to improve the videos with well, the success of that is very limited, but anyways. And so, for example, one of the things I have done was I got myself a microphone, like not a good microphone, but like a small microphone for my phone, in order to try and improve maybe the audio of these videos. I got a microphone yesterday, and the audio is arguably even worse with the microphone than without it. But I will go and try out, and I will go and make 10 videos with the microphone before I maybe just buy another one off of Amazon and hope that this one's better, or maybe figure out a proper way to find a good way to get audio on these videos. But that's, again, another topic. What I was talking about was that, yeah, with this YouTube channel, for example, I'm doing my doing session every single day, which is making this 30-minute video and hoping that my ability to talk improves over time because of that. And then the second thing I do again is kind of reflecting or taking steps to improve the channel. Great, now I've basically said the same thing twice, but anyways. And that's basically one area where I properly implemented this so far. And then another area where I arguably should go and implement this system again is exercises. And then an area where I most certainly should be implementing a reflection area or a time for reflection is actually my work. Because I spend more than half my day going and being at work. And so I should probably, no, there's no probably, I should definitely take some steps to find a good way to improve my time, the time that I spent to improve myself while at work. That's essentially a better way to put it. I do fear that I will forget about this, but two, because I'll be honest, there's already a whole bunch of shit on my mind, and that's arguably also why I haven't been feeling calm over the last few days, because the amount of things that has been on my mind that I kind of want to do and improve, or that I feel that I have to do and have to improve, that's a better way to say it, in my life is increasing. I don't even know how I started that sentence. But anyways, what was I talking about? Yeah, improving myself while at work. And so I am afraid that I might take even more time out of my free time during the day in order to do this, or in order to sit down and reflect on work. But maybe not. I don't think I will do that. I think I have to find a proper time or a proper system to think about how I can improve myself at work while at work. Really, there's no other way to go about it. What I think I actually have a good idea. One, I could just use these videos to talk about this stuff. That's the main reason for me doing them right now anyways. But also, I can think about ways to improve at work while at work, but I don't have to limit the ways that I improve at work to being, oh my god, this makes no sense when I say it like this. It's essentially what I was really just thinking about right now. It actually didn't really have anything to do with finding time for reflection, because I do think I will take that time for reflection while being at work. But I think that some of the main things that I can, or some of the main actions that I can take to get better at work, or really in that case just to get a bit more confident at work, actually things that I don't really do at work. So it's essentially, one, me fixing my sleep schedule, which is still a work in progress and still the biggest problem that I have to fix and that I still haven't fucking fixed. And I think if I focused on improving at work, I would change my sleep schedule immediately to getting up at 6 a.m. every morning and basically going to bed at 10 p.m. every evening, because I think it would help with my fucked up mind. Maybe this is a thought that I had today. I could also go to bed at 10 p.m. and then get up at 5:30 p.m., 5:30 a.m., which would still give me 7.5 hours of sleep, which is better than the 7 hours of sleep I have right now. But I would have to think about that. And what I also could do is, and I think that's arguably even a good compromise. I don't even know if that's the proper word in English, but anyway, the best thought that I had today is regarding my sleep schedule is that I should probably go to bed at 10:30 p.m. and then get up at 6, because I really think, I mean, I will probably test it, maybe not, because I really should get one consistent sleep schedule, just stick to it, and then finally focus on the things that are way more important and and are way more complicated to fix in my life. But anyways, I could go to bed at 10:30 p.m. and then get up at 6 a.m. because then I still have 7.5 hours of sleep, and I get up at 6 because I don't think that I function very well if I get up earlier than 6 on a regular 6 a.m. on a regular basis. And I mean, it's definitely not getting. I mean, summer is starting right now, but in the winter, it's like I don't think it's very sustainable for me to get up before 6. It's like just the day and night rhythm is too far off then. Yeah, okay. Anyways, let's go back to talking about mastery and the 2 areas you need for it: doing and reflecting. And I actually don't know what else I wanted to talk about there. It's like I wanted to talk about, it's basically, there are also things that I have in my daily routine right now where I'm only doing them and not really reflecting on them. And it is one, journaling, where I think you can do a bit with reflection, but essentially it's like essentially I think, I don't know what I want to say here. I don't know what I think here. Part of me wants to keep journaling, but try to improve it with this kind of doing and reflection system. But I don't really know how proper reflecting on journaling would look like, and I don't think that it would be a very productive use of time. And then also part of me just wants to cut out journaling and meditating every single day and fill it in with another activity that is more aligned with my goals, and that is where you can use this action and reflection strategy better in order to make progress with the activity and to make progress with that skill. Because the thing with journaling and meditating right now is that I do feel like these can be good anchors for me to not go completely crazy, but at the same time I feel like, and especially with journaling, I don't feel like it is having a very good impact on my mood right now. even though that might be because of the way that I journal. Like at the beginning of 2024, I had this system for journaling where I at least had some pretty good thoughts. And what I would do is I would basically sit down to journal and I would just write an entire page in Word, like one page, and just write that down basically without any breaks. And I wouldn't stop writing or I wouldn't stop journaling until that page was filled. And I did have a lot of useful thoughts at that time, I think. I mean, I can't fucking remember properly. But I did have problems to then implement these ideas that I had. And the question also is, for example, if I have a reflection period for my exercises, plus a reflection period at work on working, plus 30 minutes each day where I can improve my YouTube channel, which I can, when necessary, also use to think about steps that I need to take to improve my YouTube channel, which is to improve my YouTube channel, which is also basically just me writing stuff down on a page in Word. It's like you could make the argument that this is actually the next evolution of journaling in order to take action, because instead of like putting all the journaling in, let's say, one time block, I cut out the time block where I only journal and instead have different time blocks that are always tied to the actual activity that I then reflect on. So yeah, this is something I could do. But this is like, once again, this is just an idea that I'm having and I don't really know how to properly, what the next steps are in order to properly implement that idea. So I'm not sure if this is the best thing to think about actually. I had imagined this video to my thoughts on this topic to be somewhat better, but well, this is what happens when I just start talking. Okay, I think what I am trying to do right now is I will try to get my head straight on the things that I want to do. I'm honestly really looking forward to making some videos on my tablet because I think I can, well, think much better and I can actually draw out some sketches on the screen. But that's still a few weeks in the making. I think I will do some videos with the microphone first and then see if I use the microphone plus the tablet maybe. But well, this will take some time. Okay, so I think that the main thing that I need to fix right now is I need to get a proper sleep schedule. And it's like, I feel like I have lost, I mean, I don't know if I even talked about this already, but still it's a problem right now, so I will talk about it again. I am unsure if the proper way to approach my sleep schedule is to commit. I mean, what I'm basically, I think there's like 4 options that I could go with right now. The one that I want to go with the most, which is arguably the worst option really, is to commit to getting up at 4 a.m. every single morning. And I already tried this for the last few months, and it didn't fucking work. But I will try it again one more time. I think that's arguably already one fucking problem. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure I shouldn't really try this. Okay, I mean, anyways, that's option number 1. It's like to get up at 4 a.m. or try to get up at 4 a.m. no matter what. Oh yeah, I actually did talk about this in some of the videos of the last few days, but one idea that I had right now or today was that, and this is a general concept I think I should try to apply more across my life, is that you should aim to fail better, and you should choose areas of your, or when I choose between different things to work on, I should choose the thing that allows me to fail better. And so one of the main problems with getting up at 4 a.m. is that if I fail and I get up at very late, which would be like around 7 or so, I have then lost 3 high quality hours of that day. And if I really commit to getting up at 4 a.m. every single day, then I have to go to bed early that same day. So I can't get back these 3 hours. And so it's like, when I fail to get up, it's just a complete loss. Yeah, I mean, that's basically it. And for example, with like something else, what would be a different area where you could fail better? Yeah, it would be basically NoFap. Like with NoFap, you can like relapse and then go into binge mode and do also a bunch of other bad habits for, I don't know, 3 or 4 days straight before you slowly try and get back on the rails. And or you can also relapse, but you can be back to working on your projects and back to productive activities 10 minutes after you relapse, and don't do any other bad habits after that fail, and don't relapse more than once after that fail. And so this is something where after the fail, so let's say you relapse, after that you can then immediately make it way worse, but you can also immediately just get back to a pretty high level of productivity. And so this is something where you can fail better pretty easily. When on paper the fail, like the relapse, most people track, how most people track the progress is the same in both cases, but you can fail better. Now with getting up early, at least for me, it's like, at least so far, and this is arguably why I might try getting up at 4 a.m. again, but this time with a slightly different strategy, which I will still have to properly articulate, is to make it so that when I fail to get up at 4 a.m. or something like that, that I then get up at, I don't know, 4:30 or 5 a.m., so that I don't lose the entirety of the time and still have some time left. Just so it's like that when I fail to get up at 4 a.m., I want to lose some of the time. And right now, when I'm failing, I lose all the time. And so this is where you would want to fail better. However, I think practically it will be very hard for me to have a safety net or something like that in place where I can actually get up reliably at like 5 a.m. when I fail to get up earlier at 4 a.m. So, I mean, I will try it anyways. Probably. I'm not sure yet. I really have to decide. And so this is like the first idea, to really commit to getting up at 4 a.m. and try to find ways to fail better at it. Number 2, really commit to go to sleep 8 hours, so go to bed at 10 p.m. and then get up at 6 a.m. Number 3, go to bed at 10 a.m., get up at 5. No, it's basically go to bed at 10:30 p.m. and get up at 6 a.m. reliably and commit to that as well. And the fourth thing, which is probably what I will be doing, is to just test all these different sleep schedules and then pick the one that is best. And I won't fucking lie. I think a more successful version of myself, or not even a more successful version of myself, I can't really picture that right now, but I think really successful people, they wouldn't be stuck at figuring out their fucking sleep schedule. They would just already have committed to one and then figure out again, and then figure out things that are way more complicated to figure out than your sleep schedule. These videos always go into overtime. I will have to fix that from tomorrow on. See you then.